Hey there, so I'm going to be painting Mia's Eternal Season skin, and in this video I made a lot of mistakes, but I decided to still continue with the painting because I figured I might learn something from it, and honestly I think I did learn a lot. I tried to record from the very beginning when I was painting the base colors, but my phone backed out and I wasn't able to save the recording, so we're starting with the base colors already laid out. And here's the first mistake that I did. I put way too much orange into the skin tone on the neck, but instead of just stopping, I decided to just go with it. At this point, I already knew the painting wasn't going exactly how I wanted, but I told myself to just keep trying because I really like the colors in the skin. They're so vibrant and colorful, and I wanted to see how far I could take the painting. I think that the Eternal Season skin is one of the best skin designs in the game because of how vibrant and colorful it is. So here is my second mistake. Again, I've put way in too much orange on skin tone for the face, and it looks like Miya has a bad case of sunburn. And here is another mistake that I realized after watching the recording, is that I was using the wrong brush. When I used a smaller brush, like this silver brush here, the washes became really uneven. There were parts where the color became way too saturated, while others look more muted. I probably should have saved the smaller brush for other parts of the painting and used the larger brush for these bigger areas. The smaller brush would have been much more useful for details like these golden plates on her dress, since they're really thin and I had to be more accurate. Well, golden plates if that's what you call them. But for this part on her shoulder sleeve, I think I used the right brush because it's much larger, so the wash is more even and it's more consistent. So for here, I've added some white paint on her face, hoping that it would make the skin a little less orangey than it was before. Another thing that I realized was that the painting on the other side of the paper had also bled through on the other side. But at this point, I was just like, well, what can I do? I'd already finished the painting on the back, so I just had to work with it. I also thought that adding line art with colored pencils might be able to save the painting, even just a little bit. So here I use a dark green, kind of region colored pencil, hoping that the colors would pop a little more compared to leaving it without the line art. And honestly, this part of the painting was one of my favorites because I could just zone out for a while. I really didn't have to think too much. I just had to follow the lines I did earlier and just trust the process. Hello. So after adding the line art, I actually thought that the painting looked a little better. So I figured maybe I could make the colors pop even more by adding another layer of paint. I also added a little bit more color variation in some areas to make the painting more interesting. So at this point, I thought I was basically finished, so I went ahead and signed my name. But then I looked back at the reference and realized there were still a few parts that I could probably improve on. So I decided to keep going for a little bit longer and see if I could improve on those areas. And here I am just trying everything. And yeah, this is the finished painting. So thank you for watching. Bye!